Good morning, folks. So here we are. It's been a week since I've been back on track, and I kind of got to thinking about falling off the wagon and getting back on, and what we do with that, right? Um, it's easy to beat yourself up and say, what if I hadn't done this? What if I had stayed the course the whole time? But the fact is, that's not what happened. It's just not what happened. And you can't go back and undo it. You can't go back and change it. So having these regrets about the thing doesn't help. So what do? You look for the positive in it. You look for the gratitude in it, right? Um, One of the things I forget, gratitude is most powerful when you're having gratitude for things that are shitty. When you look at that thing that's shitty and say, how is this actually good? How does this serve me? You know? And 2 weeks ago, I'm making a video because I'm trying to get back on. It was a live, so a lot of people didn't see it, and I didn't capture it. I don't think, but I got pretty tearful as I do. We know, um, because I says this guy that had all this resolve a year ago, or 9 months ago. I don't know who that person is, right? I feel so far removed from who that person is. I don't know how to get there again. And in my mind at the time, I was like, fuck, this is impossible, right? So here's the gratitude in this, right? From falling off that time, one, deepens my compassion for the people who haven't started on the journey, the people that haven't started on the journey and go, holy shit, it's too big, it's impossible, I can't do it. You can. The person you are now, and just today, just the person you are today may be very different. Just 1 week later, right? It's only been 2 weeks since I says I don't know how I was that guy. And today, I don't know how I was that guy that didn't have the resolve, that didn't have the discipline, that wasn't getting after it, right? Somebody offered me some crackers the other day, right? And my instinctual response was not just no, but hell no. I'm good. I don't need those crackers. There was no crave, there was no nothing, right? Whereas 3 months ago, this is all I could think about, right? So, if a person's starting on their journey, first, have compassion for yourself. Give yourself patience. And then also realize that it doesn't just go all just like that, right? For me, I accepted that I'm not going to be on a perfect meal plan day one. I accepted that I'm not going to be on stadiums day one, right? I took too much time off. My legs will not allow it right now. I played Beat Saber for 3 songs. What's a song? Three minutes, so 9 minutes. Dude, the muscle in my ass, it is tired, right? Now, yesterday, I was pacing up and down my hallway on work calls, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. I've been doing that for a couple days. But that's it, right? Um, have compassion for yourself, have patience with yourself, and count your wins. Count your wins. I looked back at myself, and I'm looking at all these areas of discipline that I was doing every single day. But because I had started doing them and I'd fell into it for so long, I stopped counting those wins, right? And so here I am thinking I'm a piece of shit because I only go up the stairs 12 times instead of 20, right? Not cutting myself slack in the right places, not having enough compassion for myself. So, next, accept that where you're at is always your fault. Where you're at is always your fault, but with compassion, not in a sense of beating yourself up, right? So at my office, on the wall, it says you can have excuses or you can have results. Not both. something to that effect, right? Things happen to us. They do, right? And sometimes it is a shitty shake, it is a bad deal of the cards, and it's just shitty. But if you just accept things are what they are and move forward through it, even if it is a good excuse, it doesn't matter. You can only have the result. So if you lean into that and let yourself and give yourself that excuse, right? Then where will that get you, right? So, it's a nice starting week. 4 pounds down, right? In the first week. And the nutrition is not dialed in super, super tight yet, but we're getting there. I'm going back to keto and intermittent fasting. I dropped the most poundage with that. I like it. It works for me. You know what the perfect nutrition plan is? The perfect exercise plan is the one that you will do consistently. That's it. And the beginning of the end for me. So I started falling off. So I look back at what I did. I started falling off before you all thought I was falling off. When I reintroduced carbs, I started making these different agreements with myself, right? I could talk myself into, have a little cake right now. After all, you're going to be lifting heavy in the morning, right? This took me down a path that I can't play with, right? Not for me, not right now. So, keto for me, strict keto. Will this affect when I start lifting again? How much I can put up? Yep, it sure will. Will it mean I get winded a little bit faster? Yes, it sure will. There's something called VO2 max if you want to look into that a little bit. But the research also says after a couple years, potentially, there's adjustment to that. And it doesn't matter. And the Department of Defense has dumped a bunch of money into the keto diet for warfighters. So there's something to it, right? So anyway, hold on. I'm working really hard on not I think everyone gets by now I'm a soft-hearted person. So sometimes when I poke on the emotional thing, when I try to say something that's true from the heart or vulnerable, I get overwhelmed. That's frustrating, but it's not something I can't come past. So with that said, immense gratitude for every single person that has followed me along over the last, not just the last year and a half, but the last 10 years, right? Because I dipped into this weight loss journey pretty hard 10 years ago, lost 100 pounds before I gained 150, right? So, gratitude for people that I know aren't even following this Instagram. I don't care. Michael, Courtney, Bo, Trevor, Fuel the Machine. Forgive me, I can't remember your name right now. The guy over at First Form. Coulter. Fuel the Machine. I think your name's Spencer. So, thanks for taking the ride with me.